Hey, I'm Bruce MacIntosh. I'm the programming director for Denver Comic Con, and you're watching Groovey.TV.
Hey, this is Groovey. I'm here with Bruce MacIntosh, programming director of Denver Comic Con. How are you, sir?
I am very well. I'm going crazy, though.
You have so much going on. It's ridiculous.
It's crazy. It's crazy. We got so much programming and so many events going on this year. It's nonstop.
Tell me about some of the programs. What's happening?
The big thing that we're doing this year that we're expanding on is our evening events. We started last year with opening ceremonies, and it was a smashing success. And we had some acts. We introduced the pop culture classroom and so forth, and did some giveaways. This year we're really expanding that, and we're expanding to other evenings too, for other things that is going on. So opening ceremonies is killer. We're going to have we're expanding into the geek rock angle.
I'm actually really stoked for this lineup. It's ridiculous.
I know. So we're bringing in two bands with a total geek credit. MC Lars is the English PhD rapper. And so I can't wait to see his stuff. His stuff is on YouTube, and it's really cool. You know?
And he actually has a gold chain with the Legend of Zelda, the gold version around his neck. It's hilarious.
It's the geek rapper. It's awesome. It's awesome. So he's the opening, and then we're going to go to Proto Men. So, well, let me explain. The opening ceremonies will be similar to last year, where we're going to, but it's a bigger room. So, but it is first come, first serve, and then people will be lining up, I guarantee, outside on Stout Street. So get there as soon as you can. And it's first come, first serve, but all you have to do is have any badge from any day, or a 3-day badge, and you can get in. Or if you buy it on the day, like if you buy a Monday, if we still have tickets for Monday, even though the event is on Friday, you can buy a badge for Monday and get into this thing and just show the receipt.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So any badge whatsoever, and then you get to go to Comic-Con too. So opening ceremonies, you get in, and we'll have some swag from Geek Fuel. And we're also going to do some opening acts and things like that. But then we'll have MC Lars, and then we'll have the Proto Men, and then we'll do intermission. You can buy merch from us or from the bands, and then we're going to do the full concert after that. Sweet. So it's going to be MC Lars, and then it's also going to be the Proto Men's doing their full thing, which I don't know if you know. It's the rock opera of the story of Mega Man 2. The greatest Nintendo video game of all time.
It doesn't get any better than that.
I can't wait to see it.
And isn't like the mayor doing something on this?
Mayor Hancock will be here, and he'll give a brief address and say, thank you, Denver, because he's going to talk about his experiences that are similar to what we're doing with our pop culture classroom curriculum.
Okay.
So that'll be really cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And what about some of the other nights?
Okay, so that was Friday night before the con even starts. Saturday night is our, we can now finally announce it, our Weird Science 30th anniversary reunion. So awesome. So we have, and you're the first one to get this news, besides the two main guys, which is Anthony Michael Hall and Elon, I can't remember his last name. Right. And we've also got Kelly LeBrock coming in. Oh my God.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Kelly LeBrock. So it's going to be a full reunion, and we have other surprises in store that I can't announce. Okay. So, but that's for sure. And they'll also be signing all weekend, but we've got a special thing where they're all going to sign a poster. Probably one of the original, if you look on the internet, the original poster, with the Weird Science with her coming in above, Yeah. So, and we'll be selling that for a low price, all 3 autographs on the poster all at once. So that'll be available on the night of the Saturday night of the event. So that's at 5:30.
That's amazing.
Until hopefully around 7:30. So, and then after that, on Saturday and Sunday nights, actually Saturday and Sunday all day, and Monday all day, but Saturday and Sunday is into the night. We're going to have the 5280 stage, which is bands, some local and some that have come in, bands and acts. Okay. We had the stage, and it was on the show floor the last 3 years. This time we're in Upper D lobby, so there's lots more room, and there's also tables and chairs so you can hang out. That's also where, if you were during the con, you'd be getting your food and going out there, so you can sit and watch acts or bands for free. It's all included. Get your food, take it out there, and sit down and watch the acts.
That's so cool.
And it's also going on at night. And the reason we're doing that is a lot because we're trying to appeal to the teens. Mm-hmm. Give the kids and the teens something to do at night. Right. Like when I go to San Diego, all the cosplayers and the anime guys and girls, hang out with each other at night while, the parents are off in the hotel bar or something, Sure. But they have something to do. So we want to give the kids and teens something to do up in Upper D lobby. Until about 11 o'clock at night. There'll be bands and stuff playing all through Saturday and Sunday night, and then all through Friday.
So cool. Do you remember some of the bands that are playing?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't want to speak out of turn because we've been mixing them up a little bit.
Sure.
But they will be on our website.
Okay. Awesome.
But there's recognizable names up there, too. Okay. That we've been talking about back and forth, so I don't know who eventually got signed and are committed to doing that. But,
okay, no, it sounds awesome.
Yeah, so that's every night, but that was Saturday, and then Sunday we have our cosplay shindig, which is always huge. But this year we're blowing it out of the water. We've expanded our main events, so there's more seats in just main events, and we're also, if that runs out of room, we're simulcasting it in what we call mini main, which is next door. Okay. So there'll be room for 3,500 people to take in the yeah.
Awesome. 3,500 people?
Yeah, yeah. So I remember our first year we had like room for 300 or something like that, and everybody's like, "Oh, there's no room." But so we'll be doing that. The cosplay shindig is going to be a blowout. Last year it was amazing. Best in show was Mr. Freeze, and I guess he almost passed out because he had that helmet on.
He was amazing.
Yeah. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Hopefully everybody's well ventilated.
Put a little fan in there.
Yeah, exactly. So, and what we're also proud about is that introduction of the music element during intermission. When after the cosplayers have come out and they've done their thing, and then the judges have to go and decide. So during that period of time, which is like 45 minutes to an hour, people are just kind of sitting and waiting. But this year we're going to bring in a band called Hello McFly.
So cool.
It's actually a super group of a band called Facing West, which used to be two girls with guitars, but now they've got the full setup with all sorts of drummers and musicians and synthesizer and all that other cool thing. And they've been working on this special set for Back to the Future music to tie in with our 30th anniversary of Back to the Future.
Yeah.
And Christopher Lloyd, who's coming, and I don't know if you've seen the Channel 2 commercial with Chris Burney getting out of a DeLorean. It's like, this is awesome. So we're really making a big deal about that, and they're doing all Back to the Future and nerd rock anniversary music, throwback music.
That's gonna be so much fun, man.
Hello.
It's so good.
So that's Sunday.
Yeah.
And then
Monday's huge.
Monday's totally cool.
It's huge.
So a couple asked us if they minded that if they got married around the con, like maybe at the con or something, and we said no, we'll do you better. We'll throw the party. And so in our main events, and everyone's invited, everyone who has a badge on Monday is invited to be either on the Batman side or the Daenerys from Game of Thrones side. Khaleesi. And so we're going to be dressing our guys up in those tux t-shirts.
Yeah.
The light blue tux ruffle t-shirts. And what else? And we're going to have stormtroopers be ushers. And we're working on some other surprises. So we're throwing, and we got the cake with the bride and groom, Batman and Daenerys on it. So we're really throwing a party, and we hope everybody comes and just fills that place.
Well, I'm sure they will. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be amazing. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, those are all the events, but what about all the panels you put together?
We got 400 panels, 400 hours of programming, and You'll have to stop me because I'll go on forever, but I'll go on for 400 hours.
I don't even know how you put together 400 hours worth.
I don't either. We got a good group of people who are really working hard, and of course the panelists, that we bring in and everything. So we do have the celebs. Okay. And they, of course, they do their panels, their big main events panels, and then we also have just all sorts of very cool stuff. Like this year, we've got some scientists from NASA, Southwest Research Institute in Boulder, and they work for NASA, and they're doing a whole run of panels that are geek-centric but science-focused. Because like our mission, especially with programming, is to make sure that there's something of educational value in there. Right. Like when you leave a panel, even if it's with a celeb, we want you to have learned something. But some are, pop culture and science go together. And, this is like the panel that they're doing. One of the panels is Armageddon or Are Mistaken, which is the movies from the 90s, like Armageddon and Deep Impact and Asteroid. And so the scientists will get up there and talk about so they'll show it and they'll say, this is how they got it wrong. And this is what it would really be like if you were on an asteroid and trying to drill into the asteroid or something like that. Cool. So it won't be all dry and boring, as these guys have a lot of personality, but it's really cool, like how pop culture and science fit in with each other, and especially in movies and TV and all the stuff that we're into. Can you do these things? So there's a whole bunch of NASA things. The RIMCAD, Reich Mountain College of Art and Design, and the Art Institute of Colorado are doing a bunch of panels. Filmmaking, what's it like to be an ILM VFX editor or animator, and animation, storyboarding, all sorts of panels in our Real Heroes Filmmakers Series rooms. Wow. And also in our new gaming and tech area called Edge. And so it used to be gaming, but it's not just gaming, just sitting down and doing tournaments anymore. It's more of like a maker space. What's it like to be a creator of video games, and how can you get into the industry? So a lot of people should be heading down there if you have an interest in video game industry, or even board or RPG or miniature gaming and all that. We have people there not only doing panels, but it's a makerspace, so you can go up and talk to these people and watch what they do in that area, and that's in the 700s hall and outside of that too. So we've got some really cool people and their games and their apps and app development and all that. So there's going to be a lot of panels about that too.
That is so cool. I actually did a whole interview series with the video game developers a while back, and it was fascinating. Like, it was just literally fascinating, what they do, the hardware they have. It's crazy.
Intense hardware, the processing power. But then you have to start out with just your basic storyboarding. So you're just doing like stick figures, and then you're building on that, and then you're animating it. And so we're going to have lots of panels about just how does that happen.
That's awesome. That's going to launch some careers, I guarantee it.
Oh, I hope so. That's the idea. And then together with that, we have a lot of people who are going to be speaking to the kids and the teens upstairs in the show floor. We've always had the corral, which is kind of in the center of the show floor with activities and panels for kids. But last year we expanded, and this year it's even getting bigger. It's 9,000 square feet of activities for kids, like Flash's Forensics Lab, Building Bridges of Gotham, because we're focusing more education, because that's our background, on STEM or STEAM. It's STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, but we add the arts. So it's STEAM. So programming with STEAM. And so it's all for the kids or the teens in the 8-bit lounge. So we'll have people in there that are doing demonstrations and talking about their careers in animation, voice talent, art. Obviously, we have the Artist Alley, and we have almost 400 artists in Artist Alley, one of the biggest, or Artist Valley is what we call it, one of the biggest artist areas of any con in the country, if not the biggest. The more artists than any other con, including San Diego and New York, which we're only third to in terms of attendance.
So cool, man. Just kicking butt left and right.
Yeah, I know. So we're going to have these guys going and talking to teens and kids who, culture and politics tell these kids you're never going to amount to anything, you can't do what you want, and we're out to tell them, no, this is different. Here's the real scoop. You can do what you want. You can be creative. You can be an artist. You can be a filmmaker. Yeah. And here's people that do it. And so that's a lot of what we're doing in the 8-Bit Lounge for teens. And of course, the kids, we'll have a lot of surprises in there. We had William Shatner reading Where the Wild Things Are.
Oh, that was so cool. Yeah. That was iconic.
Where are the wild things? This is Bill. It's where the wild things are, okay? But anyway, that's all right. But it was funny. It's so hysterical. Good. And last year we had Adam West, Batman, and Kevin Conroy reading to the kids. And you got to check out Kevin Conroy's. I was just amazed. He's like the voice of Joker and the voice of Batman in the book that he read. And I was like, oh.
And he's like a real serious Shakespearean actor, too. Yeah, so he's like...
Oh, you should have seen him when he was preparing. Because I dragged him. Somebody else canceled at the last second. So I went to Celebrity Summit and asked him nicely. And he said, well, okay, I'm not really sure what to do. I said, you're just going to read a book, try to put your voices into it. You're a pro, you know what to do. And he's like, yeah, I can handle that. So I drag him down there. He spends about 5 minutes at most. He's reading through the book, and you can see the wheels turning. And then he's like, whatever. And then it's like, oh my God, you just jumped into it. And you're Batman, and I was tingling. It was so amazing. And the kids are going, this is really cool.
So awesome.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing more surprises like that. Awesome. Celebs in the, reading and interacting with the kids, and of course artists and everything. Wow. Inspiring them, and with those activities like the Flash's Forensic Lab and all that, and also other things to inspire them and build on their creativity, creating comics, and that's how we started out. And that's the Pop Culture Classroom is foundation of exercise your critical thinking skills and your creativity by designing your own characters and building on that. Right. And so that's
just doing good for the community all the way around. Yeah.
So cool. We hope 20 years from now, I hope some young adult comes up to me and goes, because you had that panel with so-and-so, I was inspired to have a career in art, or I'm a big-time comic artist now or something. It's like,
so cool.
Yeah.
So one last question.
Sure.
You have so much going on the con and everything, but outside of your spectrum and realm, what are you looking forward to most personally being at the con?
This may sound really boring, but I am really into the educational programming that we've got. Okay. My wife is a teacher. I teach adults in my secret identity. And we're really expanding on the educational programming, not only for teachers, to get their certification or relicensing credits, but also for the kids. We have the libraries coming in and doing programming. Mm-hmm. And we have Anythink libraries, which is up in the North Metro area. Those are the in North Glen. That's the what they call the library there. And so what they're doing is programming. So they're coming in and by teens, for teens, to talk about what teens really want to read and what teens care about, like Pokemon and things like, and some incredible panels there. And I just want to go and sit in those panels and watch these teens get up there and talk about, this is what I want to read. And we'll have authors sitting on those panels. Mm-hmm. So hopefully we get teens in there saying, I like this series and I like this series. This is why I like Twilight. This is why I like Harry Potter. This is why I like something else. And I want to see more of it. Author, will you write that for me? And the authors are dying to get in on that too, because it's like, what can I read? So just seeing the kids up there, the teens up there, and all the work that they put into it, I can't wait to see that.
I'm so stoked for this year, man. Like you would, this year's Comic-Con, I'm so stoked for it. And thank you for everything. Dude, thank you. Thank you, Bruce.
Yeah.
Denver Comic-Con, Memorial Day weekend, Convention Center.
Come to programming.
Come to programming. There's so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Thanks.